All right, settle down, settle down. Welcome to Books I Will Never Read Again. This is the show where I take a literary bullet for you. I'm your host, Uncle Bob, and today, oh boy, today we're diving headfirst into a book so dense it's about to collapse into a black hole of pure pretentiousness. Yeah, we're talking about Alfred North Whitehead's Process and Reality.
Now let's get one thing straight. This isn't a book. This is an assault. This crusty bozo wasn't trying to write something for people to read. No. He was trying to rewire your brain, and not in a good way. It's less of a book and more of a hostage situation. It demands to be survived, not read.
Just look at it. Take a gander at any random page. It's just a wall of word salad. It's like the printer had a stroke. I dare you, I double dare you, to find me one professor who can explain a single paragraph of this without their brain dribbling out of their ear. It's an academic magic trick. You think you're reading something profound, but really it's just your mind melting. So, let's get into the crime scene. Let's start with Exhibit A. Before this guy even gets to his own ideas, he hits you with what I call the wall of dead guys.
Look at this nonsense. Plato, Kant, Descartes, he's just dropping names like he's trying to get into some exclusive club. This isn't a bibliography, my friends. It's an attempt to borrow credibility he clearly doesn't have. It's the academic version of stuffing a sock down your pants. Just sad, really.
Okay, you might want to strap in for this next part because we are now entering the jargon swamp. Exhibit B. This is the part of the show where Whitehead decides the entire English language just isn't good enough for his massive brain, so he starts making stuff up. 4 notions. We're on what, page 1? And this dingbat is already throwing 4 made-up words at us. Actual entity, prehension, nexus. What is this, a rejected script from Star Trek? The sheer ego of this bicycle seat sniffer. Oh, my ideas are just so brilliant your simple peasant words can't handle them. Oh, buzz off, you silly goose.
So what does this first brilliant term, actual entity, even mean? It's a thing. That's it. It just means a thing. This coffee cup, an actual entity. My will to live, rapidly draining as I read this, also an actual entity. He invented a $2 term for the word thing. What a punk-ass nerd.
And then we get to comprehension. Okay, to be fair, the idea behind it is kinda interesting, how everything is connected. But his brilliant solution is this phrase, concrete facts of relatedness. What in the world does that mean? It's a vibe? A feeling? I've heard guys selling crystals out of a van make more sense than this. It's just intellectual smoke.
And he just keeps going. Here comes nexus, a particular fact of togetherness of actual entities. You mean a bunch of things? A group of things? This moron wrote a whole new definition for a bunch. We already have words for this, you nitwit. This is a monumental waste of everybody's time.
Oh, you have got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. After inventing a whole dictionary of useless gobbledygook, this piss clown, this absolute cheese blockhead, has the nerve to complain about the fallacy of misplaced concreteness. That's like a pyromaniac complaining that things are too flammable. You're the problem, buddy. You are the king of this fallacy.
Okay, let's all take a breath. Moving on to Exhibit C. And this might be the best part. This is where old Alfie explains his scientific method, which, if you read between the lines, is just, my ideas are great because I say they are.
I'm not even joking. This is basically his method. Step 1, make up a bunch of words and ideas. Step 2, only look at the world using your new made-up words and, ignore everything that doesn't fit. And step 3, pat yourself on the back for a job well done. Of course your scheme works, you doofus. You rigged a whole game from the start. It's like shooting an arrow at a wall and then drawing the bullseye around it.
And then he says crap like this to make it sound smart. The success is tested by the applicability of its results. What results? The only results here is that you've managed to use your own made-up words to describe things. That's not philosophy. That's a vocabulary quiz you wrote for yourself. You're not proving anything, you cheese blockhead. And after wading through pages of this stuff, you get to a sentence like, well, like anything in this book, and your brain just short-circuits. You're left staring into space with just one single burning question echoing in your skull. So what? What was the point of any of that? The answer is nothing. There is no point. It's just noise. All right, let's wrap this thing up. Time to deliver the final judgment. After many hours of painful, soul-crushing analysis, or, let's be honest, rage skimming while mainlining coffee, the final verdict is in.
The verdict is, this book is
utterly, completely, and profoundly unreadable. Just look at this example. On the left, Whitehead says some nonsense about vector feeling tone. On the right is what any normal person would say. We learn from experience. He took a simple, 4-word idea and tortured it into a 25-word sentence of pure gibberish. This doofus was playing Scrabble against himself and thought he had to use all the tiles at once.
Now, I have to give him credit for one thing. He managed to write one single sentence in this entire monstrosity that is 100% accurate. This one, right here. And you know what? It perfectly describes the experience of reading his book. It is exactly as fun and as rewarding as trying to get a rock to tell you its life story. At least the rock would have the decency to just sit there quietly.
I mean, seriously, let's put this into perspective. Here's a quick list of things that are genuinely easier to understand than this book. The entire U.S. tax code, the last 20 minutes of 2001: A Space Odyssey, why dogs absolutely lose their minds over a leaf blower, whatever the hell up prehension is, oh wait, never mind, and quantum mechanics as explained by a 5-year-old. All of these are paragons of clarity compared to this garbage.
So what's my official recommendation? How many times should you, a sane, rational human being, attempt to read Process and Reality? The answer is right here. 0. A big, beautiful goose egg. Do not walk, run away from this book. If someone tries to give it to you as a gift, they are not your friend.
And that really brings us to the big question, doesn't it? Why do we do this? Why do we pretend a book is genius just because it's impossible to understand? This isn't deep, people. It's just bad communication. It's academic bullying. The writer hides behind a fortress of confusing words so we all feel too dumb to call him out. Well, I'm calling him out. The emperor is naked, and this book is a pile of nonsense. So don't ever be afraid to say that a supposedly smart book is actually just plain stupid. I'm Uncle Bob. I'll see you next time.